sometimes I think people don't actually reflect. I mean, it's one thing to track your progress, but it's another thing to actually think about, okay, like, why am I doing it? And what is it contributing overall, like to that final destination, like to the end goal? Like, what am I doing? Like, how is it contributing, right? Like that's what I would call like the reflecting, right? Like you're reflecting on what you're doing. And if you are in a situation where you are regularly practicing, and this is just like a general thing I would say to people, if you're in a situation where you don't have a problem with showing up, like you're showing up, you're practicing, you're always there, but for some reason you're still not getting, you're still not improving, like you're still not making progress. At that point, it's like, okay, you don't have a problem practicing. You've got a problem with what you're practicing. You know what I mean? And it's like, you need to come up with ways or seek the answers somehow. Like, but I mean, for you guys, you're a 52-week guitar player, so you can ask me whatever you want. And obviously this community has a lot of people at different levels. So there's people that are willing to help. But yeah, that's like something that is that needs attention. Basically, you need to reflect on what you're doing and basically iterate. You know, make it better. Take away the things that don't work, replace it with things that do work. Just test. But yeah, if you only have 20 minutes and you are aware of that, you want to absolutely maximize the 20 minutes. You need to be aware, like you want to go into your practicing knowing exactly what you're going to do. And that's like an area I think could easily be missed. Because if you go to your practice space and then you just pick up your guitar and you're like, okay, time to start practicing. And then you spend 5 minutes deciding what you're going to practice. And then, well, now you've got 15 minutes left. And then your fingers aren't going to be warm because, I mean, I'm sure everybody has experienced when you first pick up the guitar, your fingers are not as loose as they are when you're like 30 minutes into your session, right? Your fingers are much more loose and you can play more accurately than you could at the start of the session. So it's going to take like another, like I spend 10 minutes doing that myself. So, but if you have 20 minutes, then I would probably only spend 5 minutes doing that. So, but that cuts the time in half, right? So now you're left with 10 minutes of actual practicing to do. So basically you want to avoid that. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. So you want to you just want to be really clear with what you're going into the session working on, and then document what you're doing, right? Record, like track the progress, have a notebook, have an Excel spreadsheet, and yeah, right. So that way you get the most of those out of those 20 minutes, because I'm sure everybody's experienced shower thoughts and like just things of that nature where you might not, I'll use guitar as an example. Like you might be thinking about something that's guitar related, but the guitar is not anywhere around you. Like you might be driving, you might be in the shower, but you're thinking about things on guitar because like your brain is like thinking about it. So you basically want to be in that state all the time. Well, not all the time, but like you want to have regular moments where that's happening to you if you're only able to practice 20 minutes, because it's like your brain will solve problems without the guitar in your hands if you're just that consistent and you're showing up every day and stuff. You'll start to think of ways, like your creativity will basically just solve problems for you without the guitar. Because I know that happens to me all the time with like when I think about YouTube video ideas, like I'll think of ideas like in random, like when I'm grocery shopping, you know what I mean? You just want to put yourself in that situation as a guitar player. So yeah, I guess the 2-point summary here would be know exactly what you're doing when you go to your practicing, and track it. That way your brain solves problems for you.